Thanks, Eric. Lovely to be here. And yes, I have been a nurse for 35 years and used to fixing people, worked in road trauma for a long time. So when my border collie hurt himself chasing seagulls at the beach, he was 8, and the vet suggested to me that I might like to have him put down, killed. I was horrified. I said, no, fix him. I'm a nurse, we fix people, let's fix him. And they said, well, you need $10,000. And I was saving for a new kitchen, so it was just fix him. You know, we can't spend time talking about it, just take him to surgery. So they did, and he woke up a paraplegic after surgery, and we worked through that and intensive rehabilitation, and he was doing really well, and then another disc ruptured. So I took him back to the vet thinking, as you would for a doctor, and say, oh, my problem's not fixed, so can you please continue to fix it? And they said, no, new disc, new money, another $10,000. And well, there goes the kitchen, which was fine. That was never any thought of going ahead and having a kitchen and not having jet in it. So we spent another $10,000, and again he came through that surgery very weak in his hind legs, and I carried him in a harness to support him, and then he was doing well. He got back to walking independently. So often if you give pets enough time to, they will come good, you know. So gave him the time, and we were at a year down the track, and I said, look at him, you know, no one would ever think anything had gone wrong. And the next day he ruptured another disc. So I thought, oh, I shouldn't have said that too quickly. So it was, you know, we were in for a penny, in for a pound, and so that was the next $10,000 on his final surgery. But along the way, vets had said to me, and nurses as well, most people would have put him to sleep. And so that made me question whether I was doing the right thing, and perhaps I was doing the wrong thing by him to keep him alive for my sake. You know, maybe I was being selfish. And they said, no, most people could not afford it. And that was, I thought, wow, yeah, I don't know many pensioners. I don't know many people in unfortunate circumstances. I've worked full-time all my life. I'm very privileged. And yeah, there must be people who can't afford this. So I started a little fund to try and help aged pensioners. I thought, well, we'll be the aged pensioners who really need their pets. And it's gone from there 10 years ago, where we started off having a little sausage sizzle and raising a couple of $100, and we've now put $500,000 into saving 600 pensioners' pets across Victoria. I think probably our main things that we do are surgical. So the medical side of things can be difficult because they go on, and because we're a crisis fund, we try and get in and get out just to get people over that line. So we mainly go with surgical interventions, which can be a quick fix for people and create that cure for them. Very commonly trauma, and that can be car accidents. So where possibly pets have not been secured or have gotten away from their homes and their owners and hit by cars, we do quite a lot of trauma. Dental disease is huge. We have a lot of, and it sounds very mild and an easy and a minor problem, but if you yourself have a toothache and dental disease, it can affect your whole system. You become septic, and the quality of life for that pet is very much diminished, and they have pain, they can't eat. It's a huge issue. So we do a lot of dental work. Occasionally we also do things that are quite preventable, and unfortunately people who don't desex their pets. We get cesareans needed, so pets, you know, kittens or puppies are stuck and need an urgent cesarean. And we also get infected uteruses. It's called a pyometra, and that is fatal. So if people don't desex, they're opening it for female dogs to get a pyometra. And what I didn't know, and it's been a big learning curve for me too, is for male dogs, if they don't get desexed, they can get what's called a perineal hernia, and that's thousands of dollars to fix. So we strongly encourage people to desex, and responsible pet ownership makes our lives much easier. So many of our cases are preventable and accidental injuries. So making sure responsible pet ownership is in place. So that is, I think, the three standards are de-sex, microchip and vaccinate. So we get, for de-sexing, we can prevent pyometra and perineal hernia and unnecessary births. Microchipping, for pets who get lost, they can easily be found and relocated to their family. And vaccination. So for those people who can't afford vaccination, please reach out, see if we can find somebody to assist you. To have a pet that gets a parvovirus is devastating. It's thousands of dollars for what would have been a $60 vaccination to prevent that happening. So lots of fantastic prevention. Securing pets at night, particularly, making sure they're not vulnerable to being hit by cars. That's really important. Lots of great things the community can do, just simple things to be mindful and prevent their pets from being injured. Absolutely. We did a case just on Monday last week. A cat who was sunning itself in Malden in the back garden, and a gum tree fell, unfortunately, on Georgie and snapped her leg, her femur. And I saw the x-rays and it was a lovely clean fracture, and I thought, gee, that's easily fixed. But the family didn't have the money to go forward with it. So even with our $1,000, they only had $300. So the options then became amputation. I had sent the x-rays off to one of our vets to see what they could do, and the family in the interim decided we'll just do the amputation, get the cat, save the life of Georgie and get her home. So that was fine. I let the vet know not to worry with the x-ray, that the family had a solution. And the vet rang me the next morning at 7 o'clock and said, has that amputation happened? And I said, no, it'll be today. And he said, I will go and get the cat. We will operate for the same amount of money, and it's a shame to have that cat as a tripod, as he called it, tripod, and we will get, it's a lovely fracture and the cat doesn't deserve. So I went up to Castlemaine and brought the cat home, and we did a tag team. It was me and then over to Vegas, our marketing manager, and Vegas did the last leg to get it to Southern Animal Health, and they operated. And yesterday Georgie went home with all 4 paws and also 4 Krispy Kreme donuts, where the vet actually hand delivered her back to the family. So there's heaps of things the public can do to help, and we need some really fantastic sponsorship. Small companies, medium-sized companies, get behind us, help us to grow, help us to help more people. And it is just a global community, everyone trying to work together for the benefit of wider Australia and the pet community. I think 63% of people in Australia own pets. It's massive. So what we can do together is fantastic. Please like us on Facebook. We have 10,000 people there. Click that like button and share everywhere. And if you'd like to donate, that's fantastic. We're tax deductible, really good. And bequests. Anyone who maybe has not got the cash up front to give a donation, please remember us in your will. It's a living legacy to be able to share this, to create happiness after you're gone for pensioners and their pets. Oh.